This morning, headlines blazed. Canada inks historic $20 billion submarine deal with South Korea. Ottawa pivots to Asia for defense, leaving AUKUS and traditional allies stunned. For decades, Canada relied on Europe and the US for military hardware. Today, that era ends. Partnering with South Korea for our next-generation submarines marks a seismic shift in Canadian defense policy. This isn't just about spending big, it's about redefining our global role. By choosing a shipbuilding powerhouse like South Korea, Canada signals its ambition to modernize and assert sovereignty, especially in the Arctic. The implications are vast. National security, industrial strategy, and international relationships are all in play. This is a bold gamble, betting that South Korea's technology will deliver not just submarines, but economic and technological benefits for decades. For the Royal Canadian Navy, this is a long-awaited lifeline. Our aging Victoria-class submarines, bought second-hand from the UK, are outdated and unreliable. The new deal promises state-of-the-art vessels, capable of extended operations from the Arctic to the Pacific. It's a game-changer, restoring a critical capability and allowing Canada to project power and protect its interests like never before. This move is about more than replacing old equipment. It's about forging a new path as a maritime nation. The world is watching as Canada steps out from the shadows of its allies. The sailors of our silent service have waited a long time for this day. Canada's current submarine fleet, the 4 Victoria-class boats, has been a source of frustration for decades. Plagued by breakdowns and costly repairs, they've spent more time in dry dock than on patrol. A fleet that can't reliably go to sea is a liability, not an asset. With the world's longest coastline and 3 oceans to patrol, Canada needs stealthy, modern submarines to protect its interests. Submarines are the unseen guardians, deterring threats, monitoring foreign activity, and defending sovereignty, especially in the Arctic. In an era of renewed great power competition and melting Arctic ice, undersea capability is essential. Successive governments have delayed action, but the $20 billion commitment signals the problem can't be ignored any longer. The Arctic is now a potential flashpoint, and the Pacific is a hub of rising tensions. The Navy needs the right tools. These new submarines are the most important. This move also fulfills our commitments to allies like NATO and NORAD, restoring Canada's credibility as a reliable partner. A modern fleet means we can track hostile subs, support intelligence missions, and participate in international exercises. It's about being a strong, capable contributor to global security, not a dependent. Canada is finally stepping up to secure its maritime future. The era of hesitation is over. Choosing South Korea as Canada's partner is the most revolutionary aspect of this deal. Traditionally, Canada looked to the US or Europe for major military projects. Now we're pivoting to Asia. South Korea is a global leader in shipbuilding and defense tech, a partner that matches Canada's ambitions. This isn't just a purchase, it's the start of a powerful security partnership. Both nations are vibrant democracies, middle powers, and innovators, making this collaboration logical and mutually beneficial. The agreement ensures significant technology transfer, building up Canada's domestic shipbuilding and high-tech sectors. Canadian companies will join the supply chain, learning from Korean expertise and developing new skills. This partnership sends a clear geopolitical message. Canada is diversifying its alliances and deepening its Indo-Pacific engagement. It's a sophisticated diplomatic move, executed through industrial and military cooperation. Canada and South Korea are forging a new model for strategic collaboration. The $20 billion price tag is about more than submarines. It's a generational investment in Canada's security, economy, and future. The deal funds not just vessels, but new infrastructure, training, and long-term support for the fleet. A significant portion of this investment will flow back into the Canadian economy through job creation, R&D, and contracts for local suppliers. The agreement is designed to be a catalyst for innovation, pushing Canadian firms to the forefront of global defense technology. By partnering with South Korea, Canada is taking control of its maritime destiny, building assets tailored to our unique needs, especially for Arctic operations. These submarines will be Canadian assets, operated by Canadian sailors, protecting Canadian interests. The program will create a new generation of skilled submariners and technical experts. Investment in training and support ensures our crews are among the best in the world. This deal is as much about people as it is about hardware. It's a statement of self-reliance and a commitment to sovereignty. Canada is investing in its own capacity to defend and innovate. The impact will be felt for decades. The Canada-Korea submarine deal has sent shockwaves through Washington. The US, long presumed to be Canada's default defense partner, is now on the outside looking in. Canada's decision to bypass American and British options is a significant jolt to old alliances. Excluded from the AUKUS pact, Canada is now forging its own path. This is a clear message. Canada will not be taken for granted and is capable of forming new partnerships to meet its security needs. The loss of a $20 billion contract to Korea is a wake-up call for American defense contractors. It shows that historical relationships are no guarantee of future business. This move forces a recalibration of the Canada-US relationship. Canada is acting in its own national interest. The alliance remains strong, but the terms are evolving. Canada is asserting its independence and strategic autonomy. The special relationship endures, but with new rules. The true legacy of this pact will be measured in the partnership it forges between Canada and South Korea. This is not a simple buyer-seller deal. It's a two-way street of technology, innovation, and job creation. South Korea's Hanwha Ocean will work hand-in-hand with Canadian shipyards and tech companies, revitalizing our shipbuilding industry. Thousands of high-quality jobs will be created across Canada, from shipyards to advanced tech firms. The supply chain will engage Canadian companies in everything from sonar systems to software and materials. This partnership establishes a new axis of innovation, combining Canadian and Korean strengths in AI, robotics, and advanced manufacturing. Breakthroughs developed for these submarines will spin off into commercial industries, driving future growth. For Canada, it's a leap forward in sovereignty and industrial capacity. For Korea, it cements its status as a top defense exporter. The collaboration will foster closer ties in education, research, and culture. Together, Canada and Korea are building more than submarines. They're forging a lasting bond. Today's announcement is a defining moment for Canada, a bold expression of sovereignty and strategic independence. Partnering with South Korea marks the end of hesitation and the start of a new era. With a modern submarine fleet, Canada can finally enforce its sovereignty across 3 oceans, especially in the Arctic. This pact revitalizes our shipyards, creates skilled jobs, and pushes Canadian industry to the cutting edge. It's an investment in innovation and a more resilient economy. By embracing its Pacific identity, Canada is diversifying alliances and strengthening its global standing. Canada is no longer content to follow, it's ready to lead. The message is clear. Canada is back on the map.